Welcome to this video, which is going to show you how to make your own fabric iron-on labels using an inkjet printer, and plus how to make your own hat blocking springs. So first we're going to talk about making labels. Now you'll need a sheet of A4 size paper, or if you're in the US you'll need US letter size. You'll need some bondweb, which is also known under other names, and also there are generic types of bondweb. And you will also need a piece of white cotton fabric. Well, it could be a pastel colour, but I'm using white. It's best if you can use pure cotton, but it will work with poly cotton, and I think that's what I've got here because I'm running short on cotton fabric. So what you need to do first of all is cut a piece of bondweb the same size as your sheet of paper for the printer. So there we have it. This is A4. And then what we're going to do is iron the bondweb onto the fabric. So we're going to do that, put the fabric down, place the bondweb on top, and then iron in place. And then what you will need to do once it's all ironed together, you'll need to trim all of the edges. So iron it in position, and then you've got a stiff piece of fabric to put through the printer, but you will need to trim all around the edges, and you need to make sure that one edge in particular is well trimmed, because that'll be the edge that you put into the printer. Now I just use a fairly cheap inkjet printer and this works fine. Please remember that these are not washable labels. So I design my labels in a Word document or similar, anyhow you like to do them, and I've got them set up on an A4 page. So what I'm going to do now is print those onto my fabric in the inkjet printer. Now what you will need to do is to make sure that when you put the fabric in the printer, you put it in well, that you check that the edges aren't curled up or whatever. So you put it in and you literally just press print. I don't choose any particular settings, I just normal paper settings, and it will print out. And then once they're all printed, you just leave them to dry for a little while. And again, these aren't washable and they're iron-in, so they can't be used for washable hats, but they're ideal for felts, cinema, headbands, whatever. Once they're all printed and dry, you can trim them up, cut them into individual labels, then just peel the paper backing off, and you've got your sticky surface on the fabric, which you can then iron into the hat. And also the bondweb stops the fabric from fraying. Now to make your own blocking springs is the next part of the video. I like blocking springs because they keep in place nicely, they're easier to use, you can have them in any size, and they're reusable and reusable and reusable. So what you need for this is hollow polythene belting, 8mm in diameter, but it's also known as red quick go or hollow poly tubing. It's used for belts on machinery, and it comes in normally meters or half meters or whatever. Make sure when you order it that you also order the little metal connectors, and then you cut your tubing to the length you want. So for example, if you wanted a 22-inch head size, you would cut it to a 22, but then you would also cut off another millimeter at least, because you want the tubing and the spring to be tight when you pull it down over the hat. Then you push the metal end in, join the two pieces together. Those clips don't come out, I can tell you. Once they're in for good. And that's how you make a blocking spring. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I look forward to making more for you. Cheers then, bye.